Unfortunately, it looks like we will not be getting a patch today for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. I'm just going to get that news out right out the gate here, so if you don't want to watch any further, you do not need to. I just wanted to let you guys know that after looking through the forums, some of the posts from Mexxico and a post from Callum, we both know from them that we will not be getting a patch here this week. It is highly unlikely that we would get one tomorrow, but for all intents and purposes, the next patch for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord is being pushed back to next week. So I'm going to use the rest of this video time to discuss what they said on the forums, as well as some of the other things that they've brought up about what is to be expected in that next update. So that's the news. You've gotten it 42 seconds out of your day. Go ahead and jump forward to the next video if you so wish. Otherwise, let's go into some of the posts here. So on Monday, there was a post on the forums basically asking about, hey, when is the next update going to occur? And this has been in the works for a number of weeks now. So we were due the patch this week, but that was actually the week prior, to that. And the reason that this has taken so long is because, yes, we do have the major code rework. So that has streamlined the patching process and made it a lot easier for the developers to patch and fix bugs. But it has also made it easier for the QA team to find bugs that they couldn't find before. So what keeps happening is every time the QA team, now that they have got this new code refactor, go in to work on things, they keep finding these game-breaking bugs that are brought up with some of the new conventions with the patches. So 2 weeks ago, there was a game-breaking bug that would not even let you do anything. It would just crash immediately for all intents and purposes. And then that's another bug, similar effect, was discovered this last week. And the same thing happened this week around Monday time. Mexxico says, 6 days ago, I said, at least we need 1 week. Tomorrow, I will update the situation. Then again, he follows up today with saying, today, no unsolved bugs remained from refactor. I hope tomorrow or Friday, latest situation will go a new test. However, if test team finds new bugs, we will enter a new fixing test cycle. However, it is very hard for me to give you an exact time for a new patch because I do not know if new bugs will be found tomorrow's new test. If I have any information, I will share with you. So unfortunately, they did discover a bug, and Mexxico has been extremely vocal on the forums, giving us as much information as possible. And it's been also like a huge blessing in disguise, right? To kind of have a direct developer telling us, hey, this is the situation, this is how it progresses. And Tailworlds they know they're not on any kind of, I guess you could say, set patch schedule like you are when you're you've released the game. You're expected to have a certain regularity to your patching. Well, I say that, but that is very much not the way it occurs in almost every game. But they've taken the time, they've done this code refactor, and there are no bugs as a result of the refactor, but the refactor is making it so that they can discover other bugs. So it's a very interesting catch-22 that Mexxico is trying to explain to us. So I am a little upset that we're not getting a patch here this week, but they've been vocal about it, at least in the forums, and saying, hey, these are why we're delaying the patch. And I'm okay with that. I understand at least. Hey, we're not delaying the patch because of some bureaucracy or marketing or something like that, which is honestly very much the case when it comes to the gaming industry. A lot of things do get held up because of marketing or brand, and this is not the case here. It's just saying, hey, we found another bug that would break the game for you guys, and we just didn't release it. So I appreciate that stance at least. Then we have a follow-up quote from Callum saying, we were hoping to release the patch this week, however we have encountered some more bugs that need to be fixed first. It is likely that the patch will be delayed until next week. And I've talked to Callum in the past too, and he's also been very vocal about kind of giving me a clue in on the patching process and the way they approach things. In the past, they would patch stuff on Fridays, and then if something broke, they would kind of run overtime and fix whatever broke immediately. So at least there was a patch or some sort of band-aid on the patch until the following Monday or Tuesday, they could create some sort of hot fix. They've tried to move away from that approach entirely, saying that if there's a patch that doesn't land on a Thursday, then the patch will not land that week. This way, it prevents them from releasing a patch that breaks the game for a large majority of the people, and they have to wait the weekend to wait for a hot fix on Monday or Tuesday. So their patching policy has now changed to Thursday at the absolute latest. So with this light of this information, we can expect that any patch that would come next week would be Thursday at the absolute latest. I probably think Monday's a little too optimistic. We probably see it around Tuesday or Wednesday. And from there, we have a number of things coming in this patch. They've talked about reworking troop experience. So troops right now, their average experience, I think, is like, for certain skills, like I think it's Raise the Meek, is like 2 experience a day. They're doubling that up to 4. They're doing a number of changes with the character levels themselves. Right now, you have the Skyrim system of leveling, wherein if you get a skill point, that contributes to an overall skill point objective for each level. That is going to change now with the next patch. Well, at least supposedly it's the next patch. It's going to be on an overall experience basis. So as you're gaining experience in all these skills, even if you haven't gotten skill ups, you're contributing to your overall character level. This should help to greatly alleviate the issue that occurs right now where you're playing the game, you get to around level 15, 16, 17, and things just lag. You can't progress your character because your skill points are at such a huge disparity between leveling your skills up to actually contribute to your character level. So this should hopefully alleviate that situation. Also, they're going to be doing a number of reworks to the combat system, and we don't know exactly what that means. We don't know how it's going to be factored in. What they've said, though, or what the community has said, is that armor doesn't seem to really matter much, even if it's the heaviest armor or the lightest armor, because as you traverse past a certain threshold, range damage just does so much damage to you that your high-level troops get killed, you get killed by an errant throwing weapon or an arrow that just nails you in the head and you're dead immediately. So I'm assuming that the combat rework will deal with some of those factors. We know that unit skills, for example, don't actually work unless you have a mod that turns them on. So hopefully this will turn that on as well innately within the code, rather than having to have a mod that does it. So while we don't really know exactly what's coming in the next patch, we do know that there are going to be some huge quality of life jumps in leveling, troop experience, and hopefully in the combat system. Again, we don't have a ton of information on what's to be changed in the combat system. And if you have seen from the forums exactly what's being changed, please by all means go ahead and leave a comment with a link to that forum post, and I will take a look at it and I'll pin it if I think it's like conclusive enough to, hey, oh, this is it, this is the jackpot. So go ahead and let me know if you've seen that. I have not, but I'm not in any way opposed to being corrected on that. But hopefully here in the next week, we should be able to get some more information on what is included in this patch, and at least the beta branch out by next Wednesday or Thursday. When that does happen, I've got 2 things, well, a lot of things planned. I will be covering another episode of the unit guide. We will probably be doing Botania, if not maybe the Kazate, because I was waiting for that next patch to see if it changed anything drastic before jumping into it. And I think what I'll do is at the end of those unit guides, I will kind of quickly update them on every big major patch that does a massive overhaul to units in general. Like, okay, hey, all the Sturgians now get different shields. Well, hey, here is a unit guide update, and I'll go by faction really quickly. And I'll release those semi-regularly as the patches come out. But we're also going to be doing a stream campaign of Landia. That's going to be the one that we showcase the beta branch. That way you can see it in action, make sure it's somewhat stable or consistent while I play it and answer your questions about the beta branch. We will also be doing a new narrative campaign with Sturgia, with a theme kind of along the lines of a Sturgian Boyar, or at least a Kislev Boyar from Warhammer. That's going to be the overarching theme and connecting between both Warhammer and Bannerlord that I like to do in my campaigns. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. I know there's not a whole ton of information, and this is really me talking more or less about what they've said and what they've said won't be coming in patches. So hopefully the first minute of the video answered any big questions you needed about when the next patch is coming, and hopefully we'll get some more information in the coming weeks about what is coming in the far future and how early access is going to shake up. I know a lot of people have said you might want to push the date of early access back a little bit longer than just a year, so we'll see how that kind of shakes out. I have a feeling this code refactor is really going to speed up both the patching process and the innovation process to add more things to the game, because they're pretty much putting everything on the same level across the 10 years of the development and different developers that they've dealt with. So a refactor is often very much needed when you're dealing with old software and old code with people that are no longer in the company. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, all that kind of fun action. And if you do subscribe, please, please, please go ahead and hit that bell icon and turn on all notifications. This way you can find out if I'm doing any Bannerlord giveaways, any of my troop guide updates, or just guide updates in general, as well as my streams that I'll be doing in the next coming month or so. But as always, have a good one and take care.